sometimes in what you're doing, officers, I think you got to have a little sense of humor. You see some terrible things. Sometimes the sense of humor is what you need to try to sort of get you by the bad part. When there's a break-in at 2 in the morning, that little old lady doesn't want a legal opinion from me about whether it's a burglary or a trespass or an unauthorized entry. And she doesn't want to find out how the prosecutor may charge that thing out in 6 weeks. She needs a law officer. She needs a law officer right there. Of all the components of the legal system, the criminal justice system, y'all are the only one that have a chance to be there when it's happening and maybe do some good. It's a whole lot easier to keep it straight on the front end than to try to get things right on the back end. One thing that sort of wears me and Gene out, and all these parishes we go to, about half the time, there are feuds going on. The sheriff's department said, "Oh, we don't want the municipal police here. We don't like to work with them." Or we go another place, "No, we just got city officers here. We don't like to work with the sheriff." And no matter where we go, they all hate the state police. I'm sorry, Rudy. But you know what? And they feel like that. Some of them, they feel like that about the prosecutors. We were teaching at a small parish below Alexandria, which I won't name, and we were going over search and seizure. I said, "Deputies, you got to have reasonable suspicion to detain. You got to have probable cause to arrest. What does it take for your DA to get a conviction?" Hand flies up and back, says, "Judge Drew, in our parish, it takes a miracle." Well, that's some bad working relationships right there. Your enemies are not in law enforcement. These are the people you're going to need to count on. I know you know this, but you don't need to ever cut a corner. Whatever happened. And the truth will get you by when nothing else will. And the one thing that you can't get back in that toothpaste, you can't get that toothpaste back in the tube, is your credibility. You always got to tell it straight. I want you to make every day count. I particularly want to congratulate Deputy Boggs, Bradford, Mitchell, and Officer Rambo. It's like when I started teaching law enforcement officers back when they invented the six-shooter, there would be like 1 female and 30 males. And there's not a huge bunch of females in this class, but 4 or 5 out of 23 is pretty good. And it's real important for a bunch of reasons, including, of course, that women are smarter than men. But there's a lot of reasons to have females in law enforcement. But anyway, I'm proud of all these folks and how hard you work, and we're so proud that Gene and I wrote a song for you. Y'all talk amongst yourselves a minute. This is extra share. This wasn't included in the deal. I get union scale here. This ain't no church league deal. You ready? From these hills, my cadets, you are leaving. Class 009, much knowledge have you gained. And you may want to tell Sergeant Rhodes you never minded push-ups in the rain. At 7:30 sharp, in formation, a mean man named Sergeant Robbins would appear. And even though all your vehicles were aligned by color, make, model, VIN number, license plate number, weight, height, it never was quite enough to ease your fear. Sergeant Clary, Captain Touch, Lieutenant Bankston, these men have made you better than before. Protect and serve should always be your motto. There's a lot of good to do right out that door. You will miss this academy in the future. You'll miss some of the work and all the fun. And I hope you will miss the good times when a fat old judge would say, "Damn it, son." Plain dealing is lovely in the springtime. And Miss Mabria is in the Hall of Fame. Let's all go out once again together. We'll climb that tower. Remember when we did that? Maybe we'll do some push-ups in the rain. Godspeed.